Hello there, my name is Rachel. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so something computer random. Today we'll talk about Little Demon, the final episode of season 1. You have to say I was entertained. I mean, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't amazing, but I feel it was completely well executed. Let's face it, especially what they did with Chrissy, because the very beginning she left her parents because she was tired of not being attention to her, also being sort of the blame game, like I'm the victim. In other words, in a way, yes and no, depends on your point of view, but she left to see her friend just to get away from everything, just to reset and calm to think what's going on, and not realizing that was a trap by a bunny hunter who attempted to kill her last time, and she just gave up. Like, there is no point. This is my life now. Just finish it off. But I love it that the bunny hunter stopped there for a second because he realized this is kind of awkward. Usually you do this, you kind of convince me not to. No, it's cool. Just finishing off. Like, it was kind of hilarious, but it wasn't out there hilarious, but it was a chuckle. Of course, it was sort of big a surprise of this season that the person who saved Chrissy before the bunny hunter kills her, it was the half sister and brothers, who was basically the daughter of the devil. Yeah, I was so surprised because I did assume he had other kids, probably sacrificed or killed or got kicked out because maybe the devil thought was completely useless. That's why I thought what actually happened to them, but I never thought they actually come in this, at least this final season. But all that, I like how they sort of kind of not really convinced Chrissy to come. She just decided to come because it was basically paradise, someone to be safe with them. And I thought that's so easy to convince Chrissy, especially in the situation she felt like trapped. Like, she cannot do anything while someone being risked because of her or hunted because of her. So it sort of makes sense. It feels like she doesn't want to live because she feels she is the one who causing so much damage. But I love it if you get older. That's sort of a lie. It doesn't matter what you do, if you existed or not. Things still stays the same. Nothing really changes if you live or you die. That's something that you have to learn by yourself when you're growing up. But I love it they do that a side thing to Chrissy, where she left the other side of this sort of paradise. She has basically trust issues, especially her new brothers and sisters trying to convince her this is paradise. Nothing actually is evil. We just trying to exist happiness. Of course, they kinda like, not really. They're basically trying to defend themselves, this sort of creature demon thing who killed half gods. But once more, they were not lying. They were telling 100% truth. But I love it that Chrissy was sort of not trusting. Even that she decides to go with them, she still have her guard down and trying to understand what's the rules here, because doesn't matter where you go, there always sort of rules to follow. You love it, she was sort of kind of learning that, because you from the beginning of the series she wants to be free while realizing freedom has rules. You don't have the rules, your freedom was taken away, or at least endanger yourself. But I love it, she sort of got more wiser, more understanding over the episodes, especially this final episode, because she find out all her brothers and sisters are pacifists and try to make this sort of pacifist life. And nothing wrong with that, but the more you get older you realize, yeah, there are times to be a pacifist, it's time to be a warrior. Or not just a warrior, something you have to do very questionably, but you have no choice. And I love that she learned that the hard way, because their brothers and sisters were sort of in denial because they don't want to kill this creature who killing them, and it's kind of obvious you need to kill them to be safe, but they won't. In the same time, sacrifices so many of them that didn't make sense, and Chrissy tried to do what they say to accept her own brother and sister, but at the very end she can't. She realized, yeah, you kind of need to kill them to survive. But I found it fascinating she finally realized that. She understood what her mom says and what her dad does, that sort of you have to do sort of things that make sense to you. You need to survive. You can't stop being the the survivor, not survivor, the victim. You can't play the victim anymore. You need to wake up and do something. Stop being yourself. And I found that just so gratifying because she finally realizing she was doing the same thing to her own family. Yeah, just glad she got out of it. Of course, I did like the B story, but I kind of was sort of saddened they didn't explore the B story that much. I mean, the maze, like, oh, I want to see what else they can do with this maze. I want it to be a dedicated episode, seeing the traps, the crazy ideas they can do with this. I'm kind of saddened just given a few minutes, but it was sort of satisfying at least knowing this actually exists, especially how the devil and Chrissy's mom joined together to find their daughter, but trying to sacrifice the bunny hunter to give the answer they need to find their own daughter. Beloved is there. The answer was basically right in front of them because they met this demon guy, demon lion, whatever, this sort of god, just asking a question, "What is your truth?" And they just didn't know what to answer. Being honest, I wasn't either sure how to respond to this because I was sort of confused also till they just sort of lied, flipped them off, and they basically chased around the maze for 3 weeks. I mean, kind of obvious that was the question. What did he mean? What is the truth? They just wanted to ask that question, just what you hear once you want, what the question you want. And although that they did not realize that for 3 weeks, even they sort of got more closer together, understanding their issues a little bit. But obvious, Chrissy's mom knows that the double silver line once again. But luckily they did survive and finally give the answer where Chrissy is. But I love it. It was sort of one big ass jerk because that's all it was, because he just went around back to the house. It wasn't that genius, but it was sort of interesting to see what both parents want to do to save Chrissy. Now, the final act, only the end, that Chrissy forgive her mom, understanding and kicking down her dad, understanding what he is. It was satisfying, but I love it when it happened in the very end. That the devil just changed his plan to convince, instead of being convincing Chrissy, he convinced Chrissy's mom to make her fall in love once again for his ultimate plan. We don't know what, but we do understand the devil is an asshole. He always will be, always should be. But I love it that it's just sort of kind of fun. Nothing that complicated except for one cliffhanger. Chrissy's friend Benny, that he did everything he can to save Chrissy, but when he was doing the sort of kind of teleporting the wrong way and made the angels, and the angels convinced him to work with them to save Chrissy. But at the very end, that was sort of a lie, because you see in the series, you see every single deity are basically kind of betraying each other just to have a little power. You feel sad for Benny because Benny did something very stupid, not realizing he made one of the biggest mistakes of his life. Even that he should tell Chrissy, but he didn't because he doesn't know the angels are deceptive. But let's face it, if you hear a lot of religion stuff, you always believe the religion, like, oh yeah, the angels are nice, but you don't know who they actually are and why they're actually working. And that's, I think, kind of fascinating if they have a season 2 to explore that. Once again, hopefully they do a season 2. I don't know, they have some, but got nothing else to say, just one question. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.